great we can all be here after all these years, all of us together, all of us enjoying our memories. You know, you make me feel very, very... In fact, I feel like 17 again. How old do you feel? 17, let's go!
In Britain it was, in 1975, the Basic Rollers year.
In the 70s, the Bay City Rollers were one of the most successful pop acts on the planet, and Rollermania rivaled Beatlemania. This is the story of 5 lads from Scotland who wrapped the world in tartan.
You're about to enter the time tunnel. Prepare to be transported back in time to the 1970s.
Bye bye, baby. Telegram Sam. Wham bam, gonna make you my man. Baby, love really hurts without you. Some girls will, some girls won't.
Remember the golden charts of the 70s. It was heavy.
Let's go.
Shimmy, shimmy, song. We used to make them songs. Remember. Sha-la-la-la-loo. I used to sing to you. Remember. Heidi, Heidi, ho. We used to kiss hello. Remember. And then we said goodbye and made each other cry. Remember. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, shoo-be-doo-ray. Remember all the little things we used to say. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, shoo-be-doo. I wonder why we ever had to say goodbye. Sing and sang a song we used to sing along. Remember. Sparkle in your eyes, like the starry skies. Remember. We would all along to the beating of the drum. Remember. The band began to play, and we began to sway. Remember. Sha-la-la-la-la, shoo-be-doo-ray. Remember all the little things we used to say. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, shoo-be-doo. I wonder why we ever had to say goodbye. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, shoo-be-doo-ray. Remember all the little things we used to say. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, shoo-be-doo. I wonder why we ever had to say goodbye. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, shoo-be-doo-ray. Remember all the little things we used to say. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, shoo-be-doo. I wonder why we ever had to say goodbye. Sha-la-la-la-la-la, shoo-be-doo-ray. Remember all the little things we used to say. Sha-la-la-la-la.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome along to the sounds of the 70s. It is Sunday, the 25th of April, 2021, and getting us underway today was the Bay City Rollers from 1973, and of course, Remember. So it was a very, very sad day on Thursday when the news emerged about the passing of my old friend, Les McEwen. Terrible, terrible news. I think it took the whole world by shock. Nobody was expecting that. Nobody was at all. I'll speak more about that later on in the show. And we'll be playing more songs from the Bay City Rollers, and we're going to be playing some of Les's solo singles as well. Also on today's show, we've got our double play, which this week comes from the legendary Status Quo. Also, we will be taking a look back at the charts on this very day in 1977. A couple of ways you can listen to us. You can listen to us on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, on your smart TV, and in some cases you can listen through Alexa as well. You can also go to our website at www.buchanradio.co.uk and you can click on Listen Live from there. We are actually broadcasting on 107.9 FM in Peterhead and the surrounding areas, and of course around the world at www.buchanradio.co.uk. If you're on Facebook, you're more than welcome to come along and join our group. The group is called The Sounds of the 70s Radio Show on Buchan Radio. While the show's on air, there's always lots of postings going on, pictures, stories, memories. Come along and join in the fun. Just to let you know, once again, I'm not actually in the studio in Peterhead. I'm in my studio at home in Inverurie, and this means, due to technical issues, I don't get emails that come in during the show. Unless we have somebody sat in the studio for 2 hours while I'm on air, just sitting there forwarding emails onto me, then we can't get them. And it's not fair to get somebody to give up the Sunday afternoon and just sit there waiting for emails to come through. So what we do, we work a week behind with emails, okay? So what that means is if you want to get a request, a dedication, a shout out, anything on next Sunday's show, that's next Sunday's show, send an email today or tomorrow or Tuesday or Wednesday and send it to studio@buchanradio.co.uk. That's email to studio@buchanradio.co.uk. Put 70 show in the subject box and that'll come through to me here. In usual tradition, the DJ gets to choose the first song. That'll be me then. I'm going to play this one. Many of you will never have heard this before unless you're a die-hard Bay City Rollers fan. This is one of Leslie's solo singles from 1979. It's his version, and in fact it's a very, very good version as well, of the Eagles classic Heartache Tonight.
Somebody's gonna hurt someone before the night is through. Somebody's gonna come undone. There's nothing we can do. Everybody wants to touch somebody. If it takes all night, everybody wants to take a little chance to make it come out right. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. Yes, yeah. Some people like to stay out late. Some folks can't hold out that long. Nobody wants to go home now. There's too much going on. This night is gonna last forever. It'll last and last and last all summer long. Sometime before the sun comes up, the radio is gonna play that song. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. Yes, I am. A heartache tonight, the moon's shining bright, so turn out the light and we're gonna get it right. There'll be a party before the night is through. Somebody's gonna come undone. There's nothing we can do. Everybody wants to touch somebody. If it takes all night, everybody wants to take a little chance to make it come out right. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. There's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. Yes, I know. Well, we can meet around the bushes, we can get down to the bar, leave it at the parking lot, but either way, there's gonna be a heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. A heartache tonight, a heartache tonight, I know. I know.
What an excellent version. The great late Les McEwen and his version of Heartache Tonight. And I tell you what, you wouldn't hear other radio stations playing that, would you? Time for the first request on Facebook. Say hi to Claire Carruthers. Hi Dave, I was thinking Frida Payne and Band of Gold, which I think is from 1970. Yes, it is, Claire. Just for everyone who listens and contributes to your radio show. You all cheer me up every Sunday afternoon, she says.
Now that you're gone, all that's left is a band of gold. All that's left of the dreams I hold is a band of gold, and the memories of what love could be. If you were still here with me, you took me from the shelter of a mother I had never known. I loved any other. We kissed after taking vows, but that night on a honeymoon, we stayed in separate rooms. I'd wait in the darkness of my lonely room, filled with sadness, filled with gloom, hoping soon that you'd walk back through that door and love me like you tried before. Since you've been gone, all that's left is a band of gold. All that's left of the dreams I hold is a band of gold, and the dream of what love could be. If you were still here with me. Don't you know that I wait in the darkness of my lonely room, filled with sadness, filled with gloom, hoping soon that you'd walk back through that door and love me like you tried before. Since you've been gone, all that's left is a band of gold. All that's left of the dreams I hold is a band of gold, and the dream of what love could be. If you were still here with me, since you've been gone.
On white horses, let me ride away to my world of dreams so far away. Let me run to the sun a sad and very lonely day, that's when I softly sigh. On white horses, snowy white horses, let me ride away.
More hits and more memories on the sounds of the 70s with DJ Dizzy.
On white horses, snowy white horses, let me ride away.
I love to love, but my baby just loves to dance. He wants to dance, he loves to dance, he's got to dance. Oh, I love to love, but my baby just loves to dance. Oh, I love to love, but there's no time for our romance. No, no, no. Oh, I love to love, but my baby just loves to dance. The minute the band begins to swing it, he's on his feet to dig it and dance the night away. Stop, I'm spinning like a top. We'll dance until we drop. But if I had my way, oh, I love to love, but my baby just loves to dance. He wants to dance, he loves to dance, he's got to dance. Oh, I love to love, but my baby just loves to dance. Oh, I love to love, but he won't give our love a chance. No, no, no. Oh, I love to love, but my baby just loves to dance. Stop, I'm spinning like a top. We'll dance until we drop. But if I have my way, sometime instead of going downtown, we'll stay at home and get down to what I'm trying to say. I love to love, but my baby just loves to dance.
Tina Charles on the sounds of the 70s. I love to love. Once again, if you have just joined us, good afternoon and welcome along. Hello to Marcella. Hi, DJ Dizzy. I'm from Enniskillen in Northern Ireland. Can you please play something from the Bay City Rollers after the very sad news of the death this week of Les McEwen? My teenage heart adored him. Thank you so much. And that's from Marcella, who's in the very, very beautiful Enniskillen, Northern Ireland.
Why must my teenage heart keep shaving you? Why must my teenage heart feel blue? And if I spend my whole life sharing you,
it's quite clear that Marcella, her teenage heart, belonged to Les McEwen. On Facebook, good afternoon to Dave Jackson. Hello Dave, on Sunday's show, any chance you can please play Brian Ferry, Let's Stick Together, and can you give a shout out to Michelle? Hi Michelle. If you work in a glue factory, I'm also going to dedicate that one to you. A very good afternoon to a dear old friend of mine, Dave Bremner. He doesn't live too far away from where I am. He says, hi Dave, can you please play Mott the Hoople or the Young Dudes or Roll Away the Stone or T-Rex Celebrate Summer or Steve Harley, Come Up and See Me and Make Me Smile. I'll tell you what, Dave, you are a bit of a dude. Great musician as well, he is. Play this one for you, Dave.
But then he rapped all night about his suicide. I'd kick it in the head when he was 25. Speed jive, don't want to stay alive when you're 25. And when you're stealing clothes from Marks and Sparks, and Freddy's got spots from ripping up the stars from his face. Funky little road rage. The television man is crazy, Sam with juvenile delinquent Rex. Oh man, I need TV when I got T-Rex. Oh brother, you get, I'm a dude now. The young dude, hey dude, carry the news. Where are you? I wanna like a mule. It's a real mean team, but we can love. Oh yes, we can love. And my brother's back at home with his Beatles and his Stones. We never got it off on that revolution stuff. What a drag. Too many snags. Nah, I drunk a lot of wine and I'm feeling fine. Gotta raise some cap to bed. Oh, is that concrete all around? Or is it in my head? I'm a good man. Oh, the young dude. Hey, dudes. Carry the news. Oh, yeah. Boogaloo-doo. Stand up. Carry the news. Oh, the young dude. I wanna hear ya. Carry the news. I wanna see you. Boogaloo-doo. I wanna relate. Carry the news. Oh, the young dude. What news? Carry the news. Let's hear the news. Come on. Boogaloo-doo. I wanna kick you. Carry the news. Hey, you there. Oh, the young dude. With the glasses. Carry the news. I want you. I want you at the front.
Chosen by Dave Bremner, Mott the Hoople from 1972, written by David Bowie, All the Young Dudes.
Bring it down. 'Cause I want it.
I'm going to play another solo single from Les McEwen.
I want it right here.
These was all recorded 1978 and 1979, according to Les, after his days in the Bay City Rollers. The one we played earlier on was a cover of the Eagles. This time he's covered this song, Just When I Needed You Most. Enjoy this.
Back in the morning, I stared out the window. I struggled for something to say. You left in the rain without closing the door. I didn't stand in your way. Now I miss you more than I missed you before, and now where I'll find comfort, God knows. 'Cause you left me just when I needed you most. You left me just when I needed you most. Now most every morning I stare out the window. I think about where you might be. I've written you letters that I'd like to send, if you would just send one to me. Now I need you more than I needed before, and now where I'll find comfort, God knows. 'Cause you left me just when I needed you most. You left me just when I needed you most. door. I didn't stand in your way. Now I love you more than I loved you before, and now where I'll find comfort, God knows. 'Cause you left me just when I needed you.
Originally recorded by Randy Van Warmer. And that's Leslie's fantastic version, Just When I Needed You Most.
to the very best of the 1970s with DJ Dizzy.
She's my woman of gold, and she's not very old, But she's my woman of gold, and she's not very old, I don't mean to be bold, but to me I hold your hand. But she ain't no witch, and I love the way she twitch, But she ain't no witch, and I love the way she twitch, I'm a labor of love, and my Persian gloves, Well, she's faster than most, and she lives on the coast, Well, she's faster than most, and she lives on the coast, I'm a true pretty prince, and I give her hot love, Take down evil. She ain't no witch, and I love the way she treats you. Well, she ain't no witch, and I love the way she treats you. I'm a too pretty prince, and I give her hot love. La 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 la. 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 Ooh, do what you do. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ooh.
Back in time on a Sunday afternoon. Back to 1971. That stayed at number one for 6 weeks for Mark Bolan and T-Rex, Hot Love. Now, I remember, I think it was back in 2013 when I was doing the Sounds of the 70s radio show. And every week I used to have a featured artist or a featured band on the show. So one week I decided to feature the Bay City Rollers. Put a couple of posts up on Facebook and it went global. The listening figures to the show was out the roof. Everybody wanted a little piece of the Bay City Rollers. So what I decided to do was do a dedicated show especially for the Bay City Rollers, a 2-hour show. And I thought, we'll see how it goes. So this is going back in 2013. Anyway, we did a couple of shows, and we opened up a Facebook group page called Shangalang, the Bay City Rollers radio show, and the membership grew and grew and grew every week. One week I said to somebody, if anybody is in contact with Les McEwen, then pass on my phone number and see if he wants to come on the show to do an interview, thinking nothing would ever come of it. A couple of days later, my phone goes, and it was a number what I didn't recognise. So I says, hello? And in his Edinburgh accent, he says, is that Dave? So I said, yeah. He said, it's Les McEwen. I nearly dropped my phone. Couldn't believe it. Les McEwen was actually ringing me. Anyway, he said to me, this is my mobile number. He said, store it. He says, and obviously don't give it out to anyone, especially that Hayley Sandry, you know, don't give her it. Anyway, he said, I'll send you through my house number, and I got his office number as well. And he came on the show, he did an interview, and he more or less came on the show every week. He was such a great ambassador for my radio show. And he was very kind. Anything I asked him to do, Les, can you do me a jingle? Les, can you record this for me? And he used to do it. Such a nice man. Quite often he'd ring me up, and I'm not telling you lies. He'd ring me up, and I'd be in Tesco's, and he'd say, you got time for a chat? I said, I'm doing the shopping in Tesco's, Les. Or can't you just stand still while we have a chat? Oh, what a man. He will be very, very sadly missed. We'll talk more about Les later on. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to play a clip from John Peel. Now, he's talking all about when the Bay City Rollers took over Mallory Park. I think it was in Derbyshire. And it was absolutely crazy. Talk about Rollermania. Listen to John Peel, what he's got to say. I'll let him tell you the story.
The finest event that I've ever been to with Radio 1 was a Radio 1 Fun Day at Mallory Park. The Mallory Park circuit has a large lagoon in the middle of it and a couple of small islands at one side. And the Bay City Rollers were built to appear, so hundreds and hundreds of small people in a very expensive, badly fitting Bay City Roller chic, if such a thing is not a contradiction in terms, turned out there as well. The Bay City Rollers were being helicoptered onto this small island, one at a time. Now, the only security that was available were, for reasons which I've never known, but I don't want to know, it's just the whole thing is so wonderful, were members of the BBC Sub-Aqua Club. So you've got these mainly very, very short and rather stubby, like tree trunks dressed up in tartan. But they're coming across the grass and they start wading through this weed-filled water, which is disgusting. And these people, the sub-aqua people, are sort of standing there in their rubber outfits and with flippers and stuff like this, catching these strange children and carrying them back and sort of dumping them on the other side of the bank or pushing them back into the water. And the helicopters coming up over Bay City, a lot of car noise and screaming. While all of this was going on, Tony Blackburn was speeding backwards and forwards on the lagoon in a speedboat driven by a womble. And I just thought, if I live to be 200 years old, I'm never going to experience anything like this.
Totally crazy days of Rollermania. And I know one of our members, Heather Vaughan, she was one of the girls who tried crossing across the river to get to the rollers on the island at Mallory Park. And I never knew the Wombles could drive a speedboat either.
Shooby-doo, I got something to say. Shooby-doo, I gotta try to tell you that I really love you. Shooby-doo, gotta say it my way. It may not be fancy, I know, but I said it before and I'll say it again and again.
So Tony Blackburn was being driven around in a speedboat which was being driven by the Wombles. And thousands of girls were chasing the Bay City Rollers. We'll be back in 2 minutes after these adverts with more great music. Don't go anywhere.
All hits, all weekend long. Market Radio.
Our love is a lie, and so we begin. Foolishly laying our hearts on the table, stumbling in. Our love is a flame, burning within. Now and then, firelight will catch us, stumbling in. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you know these reckless thoughts of mine are following you. I'm falling for you, whatever you do. 'Cause baby, you've shown me so many things that I never knew. Whatever it takes, baby, I'll do it for you. Our love is alive, and so we begin. Foolishly laying our hearts on the table, stumbling in. Our love is a flame, burning within. Now and then, firelight will catch us, stumbling in. You were so young, oh, and I was so free. I may have been young, but baby, that's not what I wanted to be. Well, you were the one. Oh, why was it me? 'Cause baby, you showed me so many things that I never see. Whatever you need, baby, you got it for me. Our love is alive, and so we begin. Foolishly laying our hearts on the table, stumbling in. Our love is a flame, burning within. Now and then, firelight will catch us, stumbling in. Stumbling in. Stumbling in. Foolishly laying our hearts on the table, stumbling in. Ah, stumbling in. Stumbling in. Now and then, firelight will catch us, stumbling in. Oh, stumbling in. I'm stumbling in. Foolishly laying our hearts on the table.
Chris Norman, Susie Quattro, and Stumbling In. Hello to Sharon Webley, who's in Kent. Hi, Dave. Could you please play Barry Blue and School Love? It's a great song, but unfortunately it sits in the shadows of Dancing on a Saturday Night and Hot Shot, and it very, very rarely ever gets played. Well, Sharon, enjoy this.
The only thing you learn in school is ABC. But all I wanna know about is you and me. I went and told the teacher about the thing we found. classroom wall. I wanted everyone to know the way to fall. School love, even though we broke the rule, I only wanna be free. School love, you and I will be together in the term until forever. After school, oh, I'll be walking you home. Just me and you, my very own. School love, even though we broke the rule, I only wanna be
Great choice from Sharon, Barry Blue and School Love. On Facebook, good afternoon to Bonnie Stripe. Hi Dave, can I please request Go Now by David Cassidy? I'd like this played for my birthday, which is coming this week. Also for anyone else who loves this song. Thank you, Dave. Well, if I missed your birthday, Bonnie, I do apologise. I didn't see any birthday reminders on Facebook this week. So if I did miss your birthday, a belated happy birthday to you.
You gotta go, girl, you better go now. Go now, go now, go now. Before you see me cry. I don't want you to tell me just what you intend to do now. Cause how many times do I have to tell you, darling? Now, darling, said I'm still in love with you now. We've already said so long. I don't wanna see you go, but girl, you better go now. Go now, go now, go now. Well, don't you even try. Telling me that you really don't want me to end this way. Now, darling, can't you see I want you to stay, yeah. Before you see me cry, I don't want you to tell me just what you intend to do now. Cause how many times do I have to tell you, darling? No, darling, I'm still in love with you now. We've already said.
Chosen by Bonnie Stripe, David Cassidy's excellent cover version of the Moody Blues and Go Now. Talking about cover versions, I'm going to play another one from Les McEwen. A lot of you will never heard of these, unless you're a die-hard Les fan. This is his version, and it's a fantastic version, by the way, of Gonna Make You an Offer You Can't Refuse.
Make you an offer you can't refuse. mine, and I don't intend to lose my pride.
Every time I look at you, and the beautiful things you do,
Every single nerve in my body says, hold it down. So now I'm bringing about the fever word that what must be, must be. Didn't you know that you belong to me? Gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Gonna put my finger on you like a puppet thing.
when I pull the strings,
You're the dancer. Gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Gonna put my finger on you. 'Cause I need you so, and I won't take no for an answer.
got a feeling deep inside that I need you by my side, and I won't let up, baby, till I do.
Oh, yes, I know I make you smile, but things will change in a little while. 'Cause I never say a thing I mean that don't come true. Believe me, I don't wanna hurt you, but my heart won't set you free. Surely you know that you belong to me. Gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Gonna put my finger on you like a puppet thing.
Oh, when I pull the strings,
Well, you're the dancer. Gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Gonna put my finger on you,
'cause I need you so.
and I won't take no for an answer. Gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Gonna put my finger on you.
Another great cover version from Les McEwen. Gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Good afternoon to Paul and Jan in Hull. Hi Dave, you played everything I've requested, but I don't think you will do this one, he says. I was watching Enter the Dragon from 1973 the other night, and I thought of Carl Douglas. Everybody was kung fu fighting. I looked it up on Google for a one-hit wonder. Well, actually, it wasn't a one-hit wonder, because he had another massive hit on the Northern Soul scene, Paul, with a song called Come Back. Run Back. Anyway, enjoy this and do the moves.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening, but they fought with expert timing. There were funky Chinamen from funky Chinatown. They were chopping them up, they were chopping them down. It's an ancient Chinese art, and everybody knew their part. From a fainting to a slip, and a kicking from the hip. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Those kids were fast as lightning. In fact, it was a little bit frightening. Yeah, but they fought with expert timing.
can just imagine Jan laying Paul out with a couple of kung fu moves. Ha, you will do the washing up. Ha, you will do the cleaning. Good afternoon to Amanda Jones. Hi, Dave. On Sunday the 25th, could you please play the David Essex and Oh What a Circus? He was my teenage heartthrob. From my teenage years, I used to love David Essex. I had his pictures all over my bedroom.
Salve, salve Regina.
Enjoy this one, Amanda.
A te clamamos, exules viva, a te suspiramos, clemente, et plentes, o clemento via.
Oh, what a circus, oh, what a show. Argentina has gone to town over the death of an actress called Eva Perón. We've all gone crazy, mourning all day and mourning all night, falling over ourselves to get all of the misery right. Oh, what an exit, that's how to go when they're ringing your curtain down. Demand to be buried like Eva Perón. It's quite a sunset and good for the country. In a roundabout way, we've made the front pages of all the world's papers today. But who is this Santa Evita? Why all this howling, hysterical sorrow? What kind of goddess has lived among us? How will we ever get by without her? Salve Regina, Mater Misericordiae, Vita Dulcedo et Spes Nostra. Salve, salve Regina.
Te clamamos, exules viva, a te suspiramos, gementes, et plentes, o clemento via.
She had her moments, she had some style. The best show in town was the crowd outside the Casa Rosa de Gran Eva Perón. But that's all gone now. As soon as the smoke from the funeral clears, we're all gonna see and how she did nothing for years. You let down your people, Evita. You were supposed to have been immortal. That's all they wanted, not much to ask for. But in the end you could not deliver.
What a great song. I'd forgotten all about that. Thank you to Amanda Jones for choosing that. So many times I've had Les McEwen as a guest on my various radio shows. Now, one time he was due to come on to Shangalang, the Bay City Rollers radio show, but he got delayed because he was trying to sort out problems that they had in Tampa in Florida. I think it was problems with visas to get the band across there. Anyway, Les came on later on onto this very radio show, The Sounds of the 70s, and I'll tell you what, I'll let you listen to what Les has to say.
Harkwell.
That's not the one. I thought that was the... no, it's not. So let me just have a look down here. I've got that many songs on here. It's I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll play another song from Les. Well, I'll look for it because I want you to hear it because it was like really, really good. I'll play this one. This is another cover version. You can tell we're live, can't you? This is another cover version of a hit which was originally a hit for Martha Reeves and the Vandellas. This is Les reworking of Heatwave.
Whenever I'm with you, something inside starts to burn me, and I'm filled with desire. Could it be a devil in me, or is this the way love's supposed to be? It's like a heat wave burning in my heart. I can't keep it from crying, it's tearing me apart. Whenever you call my name, sounds low, sweet and plain. Like this, like that, I feel that burning flame. There's a hot-blooded person got a hold on me, or is this the way love's supposed to be? It's like a heat wave burning in my heart. I can't keep it from crying, it's tearing me apart. Sometimes I stare into space, tears all over my face. I can't explain it, don't understand it, ain't never felt like this before. Now this funny feeling has me amazed, don't know what to do, my head's in the haze. It's like a heat wave burning in my heart. I can't keep myself from crying, it's tearing me apart. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I feel it burning right here in my heart. It's like a heat wave burning in my heart. I can't keep myself from crying, it's tearing me apart. I'm burning, 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 I'm burning. You know I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning. Don't you know I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning.
Great song for a day like today. Sunny skies. Is there a heat wave where you are? Right, I think I found it now because there's that many files and folders on here of voice recordings that I've got of Les McEwen. This should be it. So this is when he was on this radio show, The Sounds of the 70's, and he was telling us about what had happened regarding the visas for Tampa. So we're now joined on the programme by somebody, he was the pin-up on all the girls' worlds back in the 1970s, and 40 years later, he still gets the ladies going weak at the knees. Good evening to the legendary Les McEwen.
Good evening, Dave, and all your listeners throughout the world, throughout planet Earth. It's great to be on your show. Thanks for inviting me on. And, of course, those pictures are no longer so much in the bedroom, more maybe in the bathroom area.
So Les, we've got all the members of Shangalang, the Basically Roller Show listening. We've also got all the listeners from the Sounds of the 70's listening around the world. So I'll just tell people that you was meant to be in Tampa with the Legendaries over the next few days, but it's all gone a bit Pete Tong.
It has. It's really weird. I mean, it's so disappointing for us, and also for the people who spent money and booked their time and their money to go and see us. Oh, it really is a nightmare. I mean, we applied for our visas way back before we went to Japan in December. We got pre-approval from the Americans. It cost me $3,850 to get that done. Then we had our visa appointments, and of course I posted up, hey, I've got my visa, because the guy behind the glass said, yeah, I'm good to go. And then there was all sorts of problems starting to happen. Where are the passports? Because the passports should have been delivered shortly after the 24th of this month.
Okay.
And they're still not being delivered. I still don't have them. And of course the Bush Gardens people are going a little bit mad, and they're not very helpful, to tell you the truth. But so I've spent all this money on flights. I've cancelled them. I've got $40,000 worth of debt. I've got an advance of $11,500, and now Bush Gardens are threatening me with legal action if I don't pay that back. Of course, I've spent that money, so I might be in jail for a while.
I'm sure there's plenty of people out there who will come and gladly break you out of jail, Les. I then went on to ask Les a question about pies. Now, before I put Les live on air, we were speaking on the phone together, and I'd mentioned pies, and Les says to me, if you ask me a question about pies, Davey, he says, I'm not going to answer it. I says, no. I said, you'll be fine, Les. No, he says, if you ask me a question about pies, I'm not going to answer it. Well, this is what happened next. Les, what is your favourite pie?
My favourite pie, I must say at the moment, I'm well into steak pies at the moment. Yeah, steak pies, but steak pies that you get in butchers, not the kind of steak pies you get in supermarkets. But we've got a butcher near us that they make their own steak pies. And of course, when I'm up in Scotland, I always go to the local butcher up there in in Curry, and he's a great lad. He does his own black pudding and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff that people go, ugh, don't want to eat that. Ugh, haggis, ugh. But I love that stuff, and I think it was good for my dad, and he lived till he was 91, and I think it's good for me too.
Well, you was recently judging the best Scotch pie competition in Scotland a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I got good news on that. I've been invited to go up and with the band and play for them. Of course, it's a private do for the Association of Scottish Bakers and Butchers. So we're looking forward to doing that, and that'll be up in Glasgow. I forget what day that is. I think it's March or something, or maybe early May. And so I'm looking forward to doing that. It's great seeing the kind of publicity that creates. It's good. And of course, like I said in the interviews, if I can help to make Scottish products more, known throughout the world or even throughout Scotland, I think I'm doing a good thing. That's been my trip of my whole life. Is I've been very Scottish, and I love promoting the old tartan and all that.
Excellent. Well, you look after yourself, Les. We're all sending our love to you. Before you go, please introduce your song.
Here is the famous 1974 number 2 from the Bay City Rollers. It's Shang-a-Lang.
This is Les McEwen from the fabulous, legendary Bay City Rollers with DJ Dizzy.
We will rip it up, we will rock it up, roll it over and lay it down. We will shake it, we will break it, we will rock it to the shang-a-lang sound of the music. Hey, hey, rock it to the music. Hey, hey, rock it to the music. Rockin' every night of the day. Hey, hey, oh, shang-a-lang, and we ran with the gang, do-wop-a-doo-be-doo, hey. We were rolling the news with our blue suede shoes and our dancing the night away. Yeah, we sang shang-a-lang, and we ran with the gang, do-wop-a-doo-be-doo, I. With the jukebox playing and everybody saying that music like ours couldn't die. We were grooving, we were moving, pussyfooting and booting it round. We were bopping, we were hopping, really jumping to the shang-a-lang sound of the music. Hey!
With the jukebox playing and everybody saying that music like ours couldn't lie. Shang-a-lang, 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 shang-a-lang. Yeah, we sang shang-a-lang and we ran.
When that show actually went out on air, while this song was playing, me and Les were still chatting on the phone, and there was a few words said that you can't say on the radio because I got him to talk about pies. It was so funny. Time on the show for this week's Double Play, and this week I've chosen two songs from the legendary Status Quo. The first song I'm going to play is the one that Quo always open up their gigs with. I don't know if you've ever been to see Quo. I've seen them loads of times. Also, Melvin in Scunthorpe, he's seen Quo loads of times as well. So what happens is you stand there, you try and get as near to the stage as you can. The lights go down, then suddenly the band are on stage. Rick stood there, his legs apart, his guitar in front of him just hanging there, and his head's down. Then suddenly Rick grabs hold of his guitar, and this is what you hear. Really gets the hairs standing on the back of your neck. Track one on this week's Double Play, Caroline.
If you want to, turn me on to. Oh,
2 in a row from Quo, starting off with Caroline, and finishing on the Wild Side of Life. Still got loads and loads of requests to try and get through before 6 o'clock. I'll try and get through as many as I can. On Facebook, good afternoon to Yvonne Wilson. Can you please play Kashmir by Led Zeppelin because I love it? Well, Yvonne, I do apologise. Kashmir isn't on the pen drive that I'm using today, but this one is. Hope you enjoy this one instead. Playing that one for Yvonne Wilson, Led Zeppelin and rock and roll.
Lonely time.
We'll be back in 2 minutes with a song chosen by Jane Bellwood. Don't go anywhere, keep it right here to Buchan Radio.
Peterhead's Feel Good Station, Buchan Radio.
All hits, all weekend long. Buchan Radio.
position number 13 in 1979, Rolls Royce, Is It Love You're After? Trying my very best to get through all these dedications, but unfortunately we're not going to get through every single one. So if I don't get your requests on today's show, I do apologise, but we have been inundated requests today. Hi Dave, on Sunday the 25th, can you please play the Bee Gees' Night Fever? It brings back memories from the days when I used to try and get into the pubs before I was 18. So, according to Diane Forbes in Aberdeen, that song used to remind her of when she used to sneak into the pubs before she was 18. Yet we've all done that. Hello to Karina Peterson, who's in Sweden. Hi Dave, maybe you can play A Bridge Over Troubled Water by Elvis. That song is so good with Elvis's voice. Thank you for a great show, she says, and keep on rolling.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I'm drowning. I'm on your side. Oh, when time gets lonely and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down when you're clouds when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you, I'll take your part. Oh, time is rough and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams along the way, see how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your When I say I love you, you just act like I don't know. Trying hard to prove you're near me, always asking if you hear me. Telling me has done it when you say you gotta go, while I'm trying to unwind. It's my loneliness that's blinding me to you. Now when I say I love you, now it really means I love you. Don't you know? And if I gave you something, it's because
Dedicating that song to Jana, to Haley, to Miranda, to Sue B, and to Sharon, and to all the rest of the roller girls and boys around the world. The Bay City Rollers, When I Say I Love You. Nearly running out of time again. But before we go, I've got to play this one especially for the governor, Mike Lynch. He's with us in the USA. He's asked for this one from The Who.
We'll be fighting in the streets with our children at our feet. And tomorrow's the day worship will be gone. And the men who spurred us on sit in judgment of all wrong. They decide and the shotgun sings the song. I'll tip my hat to the new Constitution. They could fight for the new revolution. Smile and grin at the change all around. Pick up my guitar and play just like yesterday. Then I'll get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. No, no. I move myself and my family aside. If we happen to be left half alive, I'll get on my papers and smile at the sky. Oh, I know that the hypnotized never lie. Nothing in the street looks any different to me. And the slogans are faced by the night. And the parting on the left is now parting on the right. And the fields of thought no longer overnight. I'll tip my hat to the new Constitution.
That reached number 9 in 1971 for The Who, and playing it for the governor, Mike Lynch in America, The Who, and We Won't Get Fooled Again. Well, we've just about run out of time once again on this Sunday afternoon. I just want to take this opportunity to apologise if I didn't get round to playing your request today. We have been absolutely inundated with requests. Try again next week, please. You will be able to get your posts up on our Facebook group. I'll put that up tomorrow. Also, don't forget you can send an email to studio@buchanradio.co.uk. Put 70's show in the subject box and that'll get sent through to me. Now, just to let you know, if you are a fan of the Bay City Rollers, what we're doing here at Buchan Radio is we are bringing back a one-off show of the original Bay City Rollers radio show with the original DJ. That'll be me then. No cheap imitations here at Buchan Radio. It's the original radio station, and it's going to be the original Bay City Rollers radio show, Shangalang. So we're going to do that in a couple of weeks' time. We will let you know on social media, on Facebook and everything, so you can share it around. We don't want to do it straight away. We just want to wait a few weeks. Then we're going to do a one-off special of Shangalang, the Bay City Rollers radio show. 2 hours, or maybe 3 hours, of Bay City Roller hits back to back. It's going to be fantastic, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again. Used to be a massive radio show back in the day. Anyway, that's about it for this week. We didn't get a chance to do the top 10 countdown from 1977, and once again, we haven't had a chance to do the end of the show smooch. But what I am going to do is, it's rather poignant, I'm actually going to give the final words on today's radio show to the wonderful, the great late Les McEwen.
Oh, well, David, it's getting time to close up the show with Les McEwen and Dave Herron. And of course, it would be nothing without you, our treasured listeners from all over the world. Thank you for listening to the Bay City Rollers songs. Bye!
If you hate me after all I say, can't put it off any longer. Just gotta tell her anyway.
Once again, a massive thank you to every single one of you for joining me today. I couldn't do the show without you, you do know that. And also a massive, huge thank you to Leslie Richard McEwen for the music. I'll be back next Sunday with another edition of the Sounds of the 70s. Stay safe and have yourselves a wonderful week.
You've been on board, you've been on board, you've been on board with the double deckers. Tell your friends that you've been riding on a double decker bus. La la la, la la la, la la la, la la la.
Until we do it again next Sunday, stay safe, have a lovely week. It's goodbye from me.